Welcome to Wall Street Confidential. I'm Farnoosh Torabi discussing how the market is reacting today. We are negative to kick off the week. We have AIG's audit probe. We've got headlines about widening credit problems. Jim Cramer, are investors who are on the sidelines right now and scared and uncertain, is there any advice you have for them?
Well, I mean, I think that when you see the article about the credit problems, you have to recognize it's Sunday. They're putting putting the journal together. They're looking for something that has gravitas as a lead. They want to try to make up for the fact that I think there's a very interesting article today in the New York Times about them being too much political. Like maybe the lead story should have been Obama, and that's what it seems like it wanted to, but no, that they default to this gloom. It seems like that Murdoch is taking control of the front part of the paper, except for the order, because I don't think he would be as lackey and savvy as saying this credit story. That credit story that was the lead could have been the story every day since June of last year, which is one of the problems. I look at this and I think, okay, it was so obvious. The Fed could have done a lot and avoided this. But I want to be a little bit, take the other side of the gloom and saying that if the Fed does cut, then I think that you will see the end of the gloom. The perception in the gloom pieces is that there's really nothing you can do, and it's just going to be this train wreck that goes on forever. And history says that's not a good way of looking at things. The train wreck ended in 1990. In commercial, the train wreck ended in 2002 in tech. There's always a train wreck going on. There's always been speculation. This is the housing speculation, that train wreck. And the train wreck will end itself through a combination of Fed cuts and the markdown of real estate. It just hasn't ended yet, but I think that the notion of pervasive gloom could have been written any time. So I don't want people to take counsel of the pervasive gloom and fear every single day they make an investment decision, because they will miss the fact that what we do is look what's forward, not what's back. And what's forward is it could be a resolution of these problems, not necessarily a worsening.
What if, Jim, the Fed doesn't cut? I know that seems like preposterous.
Well, then you have the disaster scenario. You have a very severe recession, and I think you're going to see this. There's a lot of people, I think, that won't say this point blank because it makes them look heartless. But if you're like a Darwinist, if you're a laissez-faire, like there's a lot of people in the Bush administration that are laissez-faire, and I presume they put laissez-faire people on the Fed because that's kind of their attitude. I think what you would see is that these people say, listen, this is a cleansing process, and we'll get rid of all this inflated stuff. We'll start over, and we'll be a better country. Now, that's probably true to a certain extent, but the pain, I think, is too great. And it depends. I mean, a lot of people took affordable loans and shouldn't have. A lot of companies pushed affordable loans, affordable being the code word for loans that go bad, and shouldn't have. I say that there are still who's left are people who are hardworking people who are stretched. And I think that we should try to do something for them, either lower rates and then let them refinance with the FHA has been my plan. And also, at the same time, get the insurers that have backed a lot of this stuff more capital by giving them capital and have the government strike warrants that allows them to be in. Now, my plan is a very anti-laissez-faire. My plan says get your hands dirty, government. And that's not been the philosophy of the government. And I think that the reason why it's not been the philosophy is this is a government that really favors tax cuts and nothing else, because they want government to be smaller and less important. So they're using this particular crisis to further their agenda, which I think is unfortunate.
All right, thank you. And just as a reminder, Countrywide is being more aggressive. They're helping out their borrowers.
Well, no, not. Well, okay,
they're making a little bit of an
See, I just don't, it's all voluntary. What I'm talking about is a non-voluntary.
Right.
I'm talking about a program. And this Treasury is uniquely unwilling to do anything other than voluntary. Again, that's that laissez-faire that is a scheme that runs through all the administration.
All right, thank you, Jim Cramer. Get rid of the laissez-faire mantra.
Yeah.
Stay tuned for more Wall Street Confidential.
That's your action point. Take advantage of it.